Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So it is Christmas break. I have my most festive jumper on in honour of it, and I thought I would share some advice for getting ahead and staying ahead over Christmas break. So if your university is anything like the University of York, we have a very long break for Christmas. So I broke up on the 6th of December and I go back on something like the 14th of January. So it is kind of like 4 or 5 weeks. It's a lot, and it is really easy because we're off for such a long time to kind of get behind or get complacent and then not really get as much done as you could have. So the tips in this video are going to be a really good way to sort of help you manage your time throughout Christmas break and enable you to go into second term feeling like you're in a really good place. My first bit of advice is to make a schedule. I know this might sound basic, but it is really important. So once you've broken up, or maybe before you've broken up a few days before, make a list of all the things you want to achieve over Christmas break. I like to do it in terms of fundamental things, so things I have to get done, like assignments and things like that. Then things that are like realistic, like things that I can do on top of the assignment, and it's like realistic that I could do them. And then things that are ideal, that if I have any spare time or I fancy doing extra work, then I'll do them, but it's not like vital, and I will just carry them over into second term and just do them at the weekends, worst case scenario. So that's kind of how I schedule it. I also look at the month that I'm off and I think about when I'm actually going to be studying, and I think this can also in a way be a difficult thing, because if you're anything like me, I think that, yeah, I'll do X, Y, Z days, and it comes to it and you don't feel like it. So it's about really being realistic and thinking, what days do I have plans? What days am I not going to feel like doing anything? What days do I just want to have off because friends are going to want to do something, or it's Christmas or whatever? But then also be disciplined enough to think, actually I could fit probably a few hours in that morning, or I could do something that afternoon, or things like that, and being realistic then about looking at the list of things that you need to do and what can fit in where, and realistically what can you actually get done throughout that time. I think also another bit of advice relating to this is to use the week before Christmas. It's really easy to just kind of think, I've broken up, I just want some time off, but then realistically you're going to be having a whole week off really, so just kind of use as much time as you possibly can before Christmas, because as soon as Christmas kind of hits, you're not really going to want to do anything, and it's best to just use that time and have a break then, rather than have the week off before Christmas and then have Christmas off, and then you have a week before you need to go back in term and get everything done, and it's stressful. So another bit of advice is, if you're going to be travelling a lot over Christmas, like for me for example, I'm going home from York, then I'm going to Wales, and then I'm going back home. You know, it's a lot of car journeys and train journeys that I'm probably going to be making, so I'm trying to use that travel to my advantage, try and, you know, download things on my laptop that I can read whilst I'm on the train, or bring books and make notes about my reading on the train, things like that I can do, so it's not dead time, and it also gives you 2 hours to just get something done. So when you step off the train you feel kind of accomplished, and I can go and hang out with family or friends or whoever I'm seeing that I've travelled to without worrying about stuff that I need to do, because you've already got it done on the way. So once you have travelled back home, I think it's really important to find a routine, because at university it's really easy to have a routine when you haven't really got anything going on, but when you're back home, you know, and you've got your parents or family members and friends there, it's about finding the hours in the day that work best for you, or the hours that maybe it's the quietest in the house, things like that, where you can get the most work done, and use them to your advantage. Also find places back home that are good places for you to study, whether it's your local library, whether it's a coffee shop, or whether it's a friend's house and you want to study together. Just find a place that enables you to be most productive, because I think it's really easy to have those things at university. You know, you easily can go to the library, or like me, I sit at my desk here, but when I go back home I obviously don't have that, so it's about finding the ways in which you can transfer your university productivity schedule back home. And I would say my final point, which is the most important point arguably, is to have a break. It is Christmas break for a reason, so you know, enjoy it and go out with your friends and step away from the desk, which I think can be easily done if you structure your time well, so that you can give yourself a week off just to relax. I also think another way of doing this effectively is, when you have study breaks, do something in them that involves hanging out with family, or say walking the dog or seeing friends. So you could do a few hours of studying in the morning, go see a friend for coffee or something, come back, walk the dog. So you're still having a good mix of studying as well as doing the things that you want to do whilst you're back home. So that is it for this video. I hope you all have a very good Christmas break and a happy new year. I am basically going to be studying a lot over Christmas. I've got 10,000 words roughly to write for a few different modules, so hopefully these tips will help me in order to tackle that and also have some time off and spend it with family and friends. So I hope you manage to get what you want to get done. I will see you in the next video. I'll see you next week. Bye guys.